It's been a long time coming, but 428 Shibuya Scramble finally makes its way westward after its initial release in Japan almost 10 years ago on the Wii. Now on PS4 and PC, the West gets a chance to see why people have been clamoring for this title all these years. For the uninitiated, 428 is a visual novel. You play as 5 characters: Kano, a detective working a kidnapping case; Osawa, the father of the kidnapped person; Tama, a person who was selling questionably legal drinks so he can afford a necklace of all things; Achi, a young man who eagerly wants to keep the environment clean; and lastly there is Minorikawa, a freelance writer. As you can see, some stories easily overlap each other like Kano and Osawa. How you progress the case in Kano's story will reach Osawa's ears, as he has detectives stationed at his home. Others may just so happen to overlap by chance. Ultimately speaking, for the next 10 hours or so, the stories of these people are all connected. Despite the connections between everyone, the story isn't told in a linear fashion. Each character has their own storyline to go through. What you do in one storyline will in turn affect another storyline of a different character. For instance, in the beginning of Chapter 2, Tama has a chance to give Burning Hammer to Sasayama, Kano's partner. If you do, in Kano's story, while tracking down the suspect, Sasayama will give you the drink only for you to pass out, giving you a bad ending. You don't have to worry about getting bad endings, as they are in abundance and are constant. Again, the game has multiple timelines going on at the same time. In order to prevent you from getting too far ahead in one, the game has multiple roadblocks set up. One roadblock is the bad end. If you don't make the right choice in the correlating points in the other's story, or if you don't make it that far period, the game will automatically assume the worst outcome. Let's go back to the example of Tama. As said previously, because I gave the drink to Sasayama, who in turn gave it to Kano, Kano's story got a bad end. But if I never did Tama's story, the game would still give me the same bad ending. Don't worry though, not all is lost of bad endings. You can always go back and look through the timeline and choose a different path to take. The game will also give you hints on how to get past the bad endings as well. The second roadblock comes in the form of the game actively stopping you in the middle of the script, so that you won't get too far ahead and spoil other plot points of other storylines. As one can imagine, getting past this blockade is pretty easy, as you really just have to continue on with the story to get through. The final thing stopping you on your path is ending the chapter. Each chapter is split into 1-hour blocks. Again, this is put into place to be sure you aren't getting too far ahead of everyone else's story. Once they've all been completed, the next part of the story will begin. The story of 428 is honestly one of the best ones I've read in quite some time. There are only a few games that go from completely serious writing to completely funny writing, and then back to something completely serious or vice versa flawlessly. This game is certainly one of them. 428 is some of the strongest writing I've seen in gaming in a long time, and it's a shame that something of this caliber has taken this long to reach Western markets. Thankfully, said market is opening up to visual novels more than ever, allowing for gems like these to be further appreciated. Something else that's really appreciated in 428 is the use of live action. It makes the game incredibly filmic. In fact, if someone showed me screenshots of a movie and put the corresponding script next to it, this game would be the result. I will say though that it is slightly disappointing that there is no voice acting done here to bring it up to the next level. However, what is brought to the table here is absolutely stand out on every level. This also includes the music by Hideki Sakamoto and Aya Kamiki. Hideki's contribution to Yakuza have been great, and they're amazing in this game as well. What also was great is the inclusion of Aya's music as well. Granted, the inclusion of her music feels a lot like promotional work of her own music, since she is included in the game itself, but it is still fun and energetic to listen to all the same. When all is said and done, the visual novel is absolutely incredible through and through. Again, having no voice acting on a console visual novel is a shame, but the game is just fine without it. The camera work is superb, while admittedly the amount of motion blur in some shots are definitely a bit much in some situations. But other than that, I can't give this game any higher praise for a work like this. The use of live action truly elevated what would be considered just another good visual novel to something truly special indeed. Everything here is just spectacular, and I can't recommend this game enough. And that does it for our review of 428 Shibuya Scramble. To see the written review, be sure to check out our website, gaminggamma.com. A link to that review will be down in the description bar below. If you want to check out the Steam page for this game and see if you want to get it for yourself, there will also be a link there as well for you to check out. If you have any questions for me about this review or the game, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you're just finding me out for the first time through this review, hey, be sure to subscribe for future reviews, commentaries, let's plays, and more. And as always everyone, thanks for watching.